So, for all the users who doesn't know DTP is dramatic transformation principle. It's founded by Kris Gethin. So it's you have 4-week and 12-week program. So the kind of super sets he invented is just awesome. It just works for everybody. And if you follow the similar nutrition and training principle, everyone will go to the lean muscle. And my second question is, you would say that always you include creatine, vitamins, and some type of BCAAs. So how much does it affect for our diet? I mean, for our nutrition?
How much no, I got a microphone. How much do supplements affect positively your goals, the end results? I'd say anywhere between about 3 to 5%. The reason why I say, that spectrum, I'd say 5% if you're somebody who doesn't eat much, it's too inconvenient because of your work schedule, your school schedule, whatever it is. So if you're only eating a couple of meals a day, but you can actually drink 2 or 3 of them, that's a big gap that you're filling in your dietary needs. So then your supplements are helping about 5% of your goals. It's that icing on the cake. So again, with the glutamine is the most abundant amino acid in your skeletal system and muscular system in your body. So if you're not getting that glutamine through your diet, you're not eating enough, and you're not you're utilizing a lot through exercise, then you need to supplement with it. Same with antioxidants. If you're not taking in much fruit because you're on a calorie restricted diet and there's a lot of sugars in fruits, then you need to supplement. If you have joint problems with your knees from running today or anything like that, then you take a joint supplement. So dependent on your needs, these supplements can have a positive effect on your health, around 3 to 5%. I say it's the icing on the cake, but you have to be 100% with everything else, with your training, with your nutrition, in order to have that cake to put the icing on. Does that make sense? Thank you. Questions? Yeah?
I'll just pass the mic.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have paid supplements available in Gethin Gyms?
No, we haven't at the moment, but we will do in the future. In the meantime, we're just shipping all around the world, basically, via Cage Muscle and via bodybuilding.com.
Hi sir, my name is Puneet. Body for putting this rod is Hyderabad. So what kind of supplements or what kind of drink would suggest for any person who is looking for weight loss or body?
Okay. In the heat, did you say?
We have lots of temperature around here, spot putting temperature around Hyderabad.
Yeah.
So how to cool down the body?
There's nothing that's going to cool down the body. It doesn't matter what temperature you live in. This is nothing compared to somewhere like Dubai. It's really hot. And same in North Australia. It gets much hotter there than it does here. It doesn't make any difference where I'm training, whether I'm training in the cold of the snow, 8 foot of it, or if I'm training here in Hyderabad or Australia or Dubai. It doesn't matter. I just drink more. That's all it is. If you are sweating more, you need to hydrate yourself more. My food doesn't change, my training doesn't change, it's all exactly the same. I'll just drink more coconut water or hydrocharge while I'm in a hotter climate as opposed to in a cooler climate, but it makes no difference. The supplements stay the same, the training stays the same. Yeah?
Sir, how to lose fats and gain muscles? Do we need more calories or less calories than an average person?
Right, do you need more calories or less calories than the average person if you're trying to build muscle and burn fat? Yeah, you're going to need more calories than the average person. It has to be all clean calories though, obviously, no dirty bulking or anything like that. Your clean foods from your poultry, from your fish, from your egg whites, from your rice, from your potatoes, from your oatmeals, fibrous vegetables like your green leafy vegetables. Those are the foods that you need to be eating. But you'd have to have more calories because you're trying to turn that into muscle. Whilst you're turning that into muscle through your weight training and you want to burn body fat at the same time, the food frequency of eating around 6 meals a day, just small meals, from the moment that you wake up to the time that you go to bed and within 3 hours throughout the day, and doing your cardiovascular exercise every day for about 20-30 minutes. And as you need to burn more fat, you would increase that slightly over the following weeks.
If we don't take a rest day, would it affect our
Pardon?
If we don't take a rest day, would it affect our muscles?
Yes. If you don't, good question. If you don't take a rest day, will it affect your muscle building? Yes. If you are training extremely hard and intense, you will need rest days in order for your body to recover and replenish itself before coming back into the gym. You do not build muscle in the gym. You lose muscle. You're breaking the muscle tissue down. You're creating scar tissue. You need to go down and you need to go into the gym to break the body down and break the muscle tissue down in order for it to be in an environment to repair it and build it back up. So you actually repair and build when you leave the gym and you feed it good nutritious food and supplementation. That's when the restoration happens, and then you come in the following day and break it down again. Okay, so maybe you could train like 2 days or 3 days in a row and then maybe take a day off. Everybody's different when it comes to those rest periods, but I'd say 2 days a week you need to take off for rest periods to completely recuperate yourself. That's if you're training hard. Yeah.
Kris, I don't have a question, but anyways, I'm going to join the gym from 1st of April, so I'm in the hands of the best. And the way you have inspired me and many of us here, you're making the world a better place. I really thank you for that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Just had a question about the work culture. I mean, me and my friend, we work night shifts,
Yeah.
and the time to work out is only after the shift, which is around 4:30 in the morning. We work out from 4:30 to 5:30 maybe. So I just wanted to check, is it a good time to work out after the night shift?
Yeah. So for about 8 months, I used to work 6 in the evening until 6 in the morning. I'd do that for 2 weeks. And then for 2 weeks, I'd do 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening. My diet didn't change at all. My training didn't change at all. It just mirror imaged what I would do during the day. Or if I worked during the night, it was just replicated just the other way around. So yeah, I would do the same thing. I'd finish work and then go to the gym when it's opened in the morning. If it wasn't open in time, then I would go to the gym just before I started my shift. Doesn't matter. As long as you make sure that you're having all the meals and then hydration that you should be taking in when you're working on your night shift, that's all that matters. Your body and brain doesn't know what time it is on the clock. All it knows the time that it wakes up and goes to bed, and then what you do during the day, you know, with your meals. It just relies upon the numbers of the schedule, not the numbers based on the time.
One more question here. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always heard people saying the taller you are, the harder it is to gain more muscle and all that. So, is it true?
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say tall people use that as an excuse. Yeah, but you know, you look at some of top bodybuilders, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 6 foot plus, Louis Ferrigno, 6'5", Gunther Schlierkat, 6'5". How tall is the pro bodybuilder from Verinder? Okay, Verinder is your only professional bodybuilder from India. He's 6'5" and a vegetarian. Weighs probably about 280 pounds. Yeah, he's huge.
Well, there's no muscle here.
Yeah, and yeah, you're 6'2". Yeah, muscle. So yes, it can be done. I don't believe that it's harder.
Kris, which is a good combination of pre-workout food?
What, supplements or food? So supplements, pre-caged. Pre-caged is a supplement that you take like about 45 minutes before your workout, and immediately following your workout, you should be taking the re-caged. That's a good supplementation.
Hey.
No worries.
You talked about your flipping the sleep pattern, right?
Yeah.
So is that a good, does that have any negative effects on the body? Flipping the sleep pattern, right? Just shifting it by 12 hours.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do it every day.
No, not every day, yeah,
No,
obviously.
But I used to do it every 2 weeks. It was fine.
Okay, that's fine going with it.
Yeah, it's not something that, it probably wasn't the most beneficial, but you know what, in our life is easy. Nothing's easy, we just deal with it. Like, look how often that I fly overseas.
Yeah.
I'm in completely different time zones all the time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time I'll You know, just before I got here, I was in the UK, then I'll fly straight to the UK, I'll be there for 2 days, then I go to Miami, another different time zone for 2 days, then I'll go over to the West Coast, another 2 days, and like I know people that fly a lot more than me. A lot of professional bodybuilders fly to different time zones all the time, like every week. Like Neil Hill at the moment, like he went from LA, then he was in Columbus for the Arnold Classic, then he went to the UK for 2 days, then he's in New Zealand, then he's in Australia, now he's got to go to Russia, then he goes to Czechoslovakia, back to the UK, and then I believe he goes, I can't remember, but he's got like 8 countries that he's got to go to. But he'll train, he'll be fine, he'll take in his food, but it's very easy for somebody to say, oh God, that's tough. I can't do it. You can do it. The brain and the body is an amazing thing, and it'll do anything that you challenge it to.
Alright.
And
Thanks.
Kris, how many hours of rest will you need?
How many sir?
Hours of rest and sleep? How many hours of sleep will you need?
There isn't an amount that you need. There's an amount that I'd probably recommend. And it'd probably be around, you know, anywhere between 6 and 8 hours sleep that you'd need to restore yourself in order to, you know, hit the gym again. You know, do as I say and not as I do in this regard, because I don't sleep that much, but I eat a lot to compensate for it. I've got a huge appetite, and I believe that's because I don't sleep much. So that's how I'm able to restore myself.
Considering the appetite thing, how can a vegetarian can meet the protein levels? This is for vegetarians. How do they eat meet their protein mark? And I always refer to my book Bollywood Body by Design, because I've created a huge nutritional profile and recipes there specifically for the vegetarian. However, you may be a little bit more restricted than the average person who's a non-veg, but you definitely have a huge plethora of proteins you can rely upon. If you eat egg whites, yes, you've got the egg whites, otherwise tofu, you have the soy, you have the whey protein. Maybe you'd want to take some amino acids with your meals if you're not having any of those first-class proteins. So it's easy to meet your protein requirements. Like John Abraham, he was a pescatarian for a while, so he would eat a little bit of fish, but 99% of the time he's vegetarian. He'd just be eating a lot of, you know, like those foods that I just mentioned: soy, silk tofu, egg whites, and a lot of whey protein. No worries. Yes.
So I've got a question coming right from Sydney, from a fan of yours from Sydney. So he's asking, in India a lot of people skip leg day. So why do people skip leg day? Is what he's asking. How important really is training legs?
Because it separates the men from the boys. There's too many boys here. It takes a tough guy to hit leg. Well, it's because it's tough. It's intensifying, isn't it? It requires a lot of blood. If this is 50% of your body that you're training in one session, it takes a lot of blood. You get lightheaded, you feel nauseous, you feel sick, and the lactic acid burn in your legs is out of this world. Leg day is my favorite day because that's a challenge. If I'm disciplined and I can have a good leg day, it'll discipline me in so many other areas of my life. If I can survive that, I can survive anything. A lot of people miss it out and they'll save it to Friday. National Chest Day is always Monday because that's the guys' mirror muscles, right? They love looking at their mirror muscles. But a lot of the time we can cover our legs up in shorts or in jeans or whatever, so it's like that. We can neglect them. But that's 50% of our body. If you're, for instance, trying to burn fat, muscle burns off a lot more calories just to maintain it than fat does. So you could be having half of your metabolic rate neglected because you're not training legs. Like I burn off a lot of calories in a day because I've got muscle density. And a lot of that comes from, 50% is going to come from my legs. So it's very, very important from that standpoint to train your legs, and it's, you know, it provides balance and stability. You're on your legs all the time. You're not on your upper body walking around you. You're on your legs. So it requires good stability, good support. It helps keep your back aligned, helps align your posture, keeps your hips straight. If you've got a solid foundation, it's easier to create a solid upper body.
Thank you.
No worries. Yes?
morning. I have a question here. What are the precautions and measures to be taken for diabetics before going to workout?
For diabetics, well, you wouldn't have a huge influx of carbohydrates in your diet. You'd keep them maintained quite low. You'd have more fats within your diet than the average person, so you'd replace a lot of your carbohydrates with fats, number one. For a diabetic, it's even more important for you to continue your meal frequency, to keep your sugars leveled out from day until night. So you should never go a duration of many hours without any meals, especially when you're in the gym. So about an hour and a half before you train, you should have a meal to maintain an influx of steady carbohydrates and blood sugar before coming into the gym and dropping those levels. And then immediately following your workout, you should definitely have your protein shake, a very, very fast digesting protein shake, such as an isolate, to give you an insulin response as soon as you've finished your workout.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Yes?
Can you mix creatine and black coffee at a pre-workout?
Yes, you can. You can mix creatine and black coffee, that's fine. There is a lot of flawed studies that say that caffeine mixed with creatine negates the effect of caffeine. That's flawed. That's not true. If you have blood tests, your ATP, your adenosine triphosphate, your creatine levels within your body are still the same once you've taken caffeine or after you hadn't. Yeah. One more question.
Like according to my body type and diet, I tend to put on fat when I'm on a muscle building diet. So like how do I maintain my weight training and cardio so that I may minimize the fat?
Okay. Well, basically, you've just got to, there is a lot of train of thought between, endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph, different body types. For me, I treat you all very, very similar. I would make only slight adjustments. So for you, trying to put on muscle, but you don't want to add body fat, don't include fats in your diet. Don't even include that many fats. You make sure that you do your cardio every single day, even if you're trying to put on weight. So if you follow my muscle building trainer, for instance, you'll notice it's all extremely clean calories. However, you're participating in cardio every single day. So if I'm recommending maybe 15 minutes of cardio every day, but you're a person that puts on fat very easily, maybe increase that to about 20 to 25 minutes cardio a day. However, follow the same dietary patterns, but keep the fats low.
So it should be before the weight
training? Cardio before your weight training? That's crazy. Why would you do cardio before your weight training? So that's like, okay, I'm going to go around a racetrack, okay? And, I'm just going to go around that racetrack and practice until I run out of gas before I go and hit the race. If you do cardio before you go to the gym, if you're doing your 25, 30 minutes cardio, you're not going to have the energy requirements that you're trying to save up for the most optimal workout that you can possibly have. So you do your cardio after your weight training. Sure, you can warm up on a bike or treadmill for 5-10 minutes, just a warm up, just to get the blood flowing around your body, the synovial fluid in your joints and motivate your mind, but that's it. You do it after your cardio. That's why if you read any of my books or follow any of my video programs, cardio is always immediately after. No worries.
People hit cardio first here.
Pardon?
People hit cardio first here.
Cardio, they do cardio first?
Yeah, in India that's a bit of pattern that people hit cardio first, then they go to
oh, right, okay. So that's hence the leg problem then.
So how to be motivated and inspired day in and day out?
How do you stay motivated and inspired day in and day out? It's changing your perception. A lot of people are controlled by their environment and they become a product of their environment and they take everything for granted. Like you're taking it for granted that you have your health, that you have your 4 limbs, that you know where your next meal is coming from, that you have access to this gym. Look at all the people out there on the street that don't even know what a gym is. They don't know what it looks like. They will never, ever see the inside of a gym. They may not ever have the opportunity to know exactly what food is ever going on their plate. They probably don't even have a plate. So we have that available to us. I try to always stay grounded all the time, knowing This could end tomorrow. I could run over here and trip over that plant pot and it's all gone. So we have to take advantage of what we have and be grateful for that opportunity. So that allows me to stay motivated. If I'm looking at a certain bad food, cake, cookie, chip, whatever it is, I know that, is that going to affect my life in a positive way? Does that food have a live culture? Is that going to promote to my trillion living cells that I have within my body? Is it going to make me feel better? Is it going to allow me to recover? Is it going to assist with the longevity of my life? No. I have the ability to eat good food every single day. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to eat for the poor people who can't. I've been given this opportunity, so why not? Same with, you know, we can train. We have the ability to do what our bodies have been made to do. We've been made to hunt and gather. We're supposed to be active. We're not supposed to be stricken by our phones, by our computers, by the social networks. We're supposed to actually get out there and get our bodies moving. So if I can do that, I'm going to take advantage of that. That keeps me motivated, but it also makes me feel good. It gives me the endorphin rush. I have that feel-good hormone fix every single day. I can go to bed at night knowing something that today that I didn't know yesterday. I'm going to take advantage of that, and because I've got all you great people standing in front of me, and I have the ability of having great partners that I have standing up here, that keeps me accountable. That keeps me motivated. I don't have somebody that I look up to. I have you guys for that. So that keeps me motivated every single day to push it a little bit more or learn something a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kris. So who's motivated?
Always from the day one.
Who's motivated? So we've got a number of events that are going to happen over the next few days, and as you should be aware, Monday is the grand launch of the gym, and we need your support to make sure that we spread this inspiration and let more people know what this movement is all about. It is about inspiring other people, and it's about you. It's not about us, it's not about Kris, it's about you getting the results, being accountable. So you need to be following the social networks, you need to be sharing. Time to transform, that's our duty now. That's what we're going to do to inspire people, let people know what this is all about. So please do use that hashtag, tell your friends, share the statuses. Let's get together at the mall event, make a crowd, let people know what it's all about. And then on Monday, I would like to see all of you present. We'd all like to see all of you present. So what we're going to do now is take a group selfie. Before we do that, I just want to say a huge thank you once again to Samuel Sudhakar. Could you please stand up? Thank you very much for putting today's event together. It's people like you that actually make these things happen. So thank you very much. So all the taller people.